Hello everyone, it is Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Now, the Rise of Shadows expansion has been released, and it is now time to go on to world mode and see what's happening. So, today I am playing Deathrattle's Secrets Hunter, courtesy of Duwin and EK Designer. Now, a lot of you will be familiar with Duwin. I featured his videos, or his decks rather, before. And he is a hunter expert, as I like to call him, someone that got me back into Hunter last year, made Hunter fun and entertaining for me to play. And EK Designer is another wonderful chap who I believe plays a lot with Duwin, and they test decks out together. So a lot of Duwin's recent sort of hunter decks are a result of a collaboration with EK. Now, what is the meta like at the moment? Well, EK said recently in Twitch chat, he said that it's always mech hunter, and that he and Duwin are the only two people playing hunter that isn't mech. Well, EK, you'll be pleased to know that you can add me as a third person playing hunter that isn't mech hunter. Yes, the meta right now on wild mode seems to basically be Odd Paladin, that ridiculous warlock deck that summons all of its big disgusting minions on like turn 4, Darkest Hour warlock, there's Kingsbane rogue, and there's mech hunter. That appears to be pretty much what the ladder is like at the moment. So playing a bit of Deathrattle Hunter can take people by surprise. This deck, by the way, plays Archmage Vargoth, which is awesome. It plays 9 lives, which goes very well with Sylvanas and Katrina. This deck looks tremendously fun to play. There's even a copy of Spellstone in this deck, so Secrets and Deathrattles together feels pretty good, along with Vargoth. Feels like a solid package. So, against a rogue. Now, what are we thinking? It has to be Kingsbane, right? It always is Kingsbane rogue. Although, a couple of weeks back I did see a couple of Miracle rogues. But that's not terribly common. Okay, raiding party to draw pirates, but not a weapon, so I'm going to assume he has Kingsbane in hand. But half of they're putting out the pressure nice and early. There's a haha. Okay.
Blood and plunder.
So no Kingsbane yet. No Kingsbane yet. This is good. And that's really good. Okay. Sitch Tracker to get... I'm going to take the Houndmaster Shawl here. Feels very solid. And will probably demand an urgent response to kill it, if we play it next turn. Once again, no Kingsbane. Feels pretty good. And this appears to be quite a slow start for the rogue. Usually at this point there'd be a ship's cannon down, there would be multiple pirates on the board, and I'd be nearly dead. But no, things are quite slow for him, and we are slowly chipping away at his health total. Okay, there's the Kingsbane. Interesting they didn't utilise raiding party to get the Kingsbane earlier, and that is a terrible, terrible mistake. He really should have tested for the secret before committing to the board, and I think that turn right there may just have won me the game. Feels amazing. Feels absolutely amazing, and we can swing with the weapon because we really want to close this game out soon. Oh, and this dude, he had patches in hand. Nothing is going his way in this game. Oh dear. Oh well. We could just kill the patches here. It's a free kill. We take no damage. Play the Grizzly. 9 health. Has to work very hard to get through it. Probably has to face tank it. And that is additional damage done to it. Okay, sap. Fair enough. So now he's buffing the Kingsbane, and now he is going to be attacking, getting that damage in with the Kingsbane, redrawing it, equipping it again. But it's too late. It's far too late. They don't run healing. Leeching poison is not a thing anymore, thank God. So, really and truly, my hero power will just be enough to finish this game off. Well, there's a ship's cannon. That's what he needed at the start of the game. Well, look at this. Kingsbane Rogue still managing to put up a bit of a fight here. Shouldn't be surprised, really. I mean, Kingsbane Rogue can be very resourceful when it needs to be. It can sneak out wins out of nowhere.
I hunt alone.
Replaying the taunt here feels pretty safe. Just to be absolutely sure. I mean, I could have equipped the explosive trap as well. Because then if he does attack face, put him down to 2, the hero power finishes him off the following turn. But I think this is still fine. This is still fine.
So
I really want to play the taunt, just in case... I don't know, I worry too much. When I see a 9 attack weapon equipped, I just worry, right? So that taunt is blocking his path. If he wants to get to my face, he has to face tank that taunt. We've already seen a sap. It's very unlikely that he's got another return to hand effect for my Grizzly. So he's going to have to face tank it, and that's damage he cannot take.
Too soon. So many options.
And it just looks like he's given up here. Assume this is a rage quit. Yeah, it's a rage quit. Feels good. For me, not for him. Okay, next game. Also against a rogue. Now maybe this rogue will put up a bit more of a fight. I quite like having a wandering monster in my opening hand. Just because if they have a slow start and they just dagger up and they hit my face with a wandering monster in play, quite often you get some pretty good value out of wandering monster, and then that's a minion on the board they then have to deal with, because the chances are a 1 attack dagger isn't going to kill what comes out of wandering monster, unless you get very unlucky, of course.
Too soon.
Not sure what he's thinking about here. Oh! Maybe he was thinking. Coin Beetle. Wow, okay. Well, that's new and different. Interesting. That is not a pirate. That is a beast. And he coined it out, which must mean Here's another 2-drop he can play on this turn too.
I wonder.
Still thinking. Thinking about playing that 2-drop? Or thinking about a dagger? Okay, that's unfortunate. If only we'd got something with 3 attack, we'd have been happy. Okay. So, if we had Animal Companion here, what are we hoping for? Okay. It's fine. Maybe I'd have preferred Misha with the 4 attack and the taunt effect. You then have to think about how to get through it.
I ain't talking.
Oh wow. Huh. Dirty Rat brings out a full health Grizzly, and yes indeed sir, mistakes were made. That's the drawback of Dirty Rat, I guess. And we got very lucky there. It could have brought out a Stitch Tracker. But we got very lucky.
To my side.
So now there's a Misha on board, there's a Grizzly on board. This is looking really bad for him. And this deck plays Zul'jin, which I'm a massive fan of. I think you just got to make sure you play Zul'jin before you play Deathstalker Rexxar. I think that's the key. But yeah, quite the predicament for him here. How does he get through 3 of these? Okay, Sap is a start. Eviscerate makes sense. Okay, he's had a really good turn then. He's actually managed to deal with all 3 of my minions. The trouble is, I'll now replay the Grizzly on curve. So, we have King Crush in hand. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to get some kind of a lethal with it.
I wonder.
I've not really had an opportunity to get any value from Archmage Vargoth yet in this deck.
Greetings.
But strangely, I've played some Arena recently, and I drafted a Hunter deck, and I had Vargoth and Animal Companion in the same deck. And actually managed to get some pretty sick value on a couple of different turns with Vargoth and Animal Companion. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, moving forward, I'm taking Katrina just for the value of summoning out some big threats. Sylvanas was also a consideration, perhaps, but I think Katrina is very solid. So I could have hero powered on the last turn, but I chose to play the Freezing Trap just to get it on board. Because next turn, I'm thinking of coin Katrina. So if he plays something...
I have no time for games.
Yeah, if he plays something like that, that Freezing Trap was very much a heads-up play. But anyway, change of plan. Putting a load of Grizzlies in my deck that are buffed feels much better. Because next turn, I can play Katrina. And we can bring out a Grizzly, perhaps. Yeah, this is fine. And Sylvanas goes back to his hand because he's going to attack with it. You think he'd attack with it here? Or maybe he's smart. Maybe he knows it's a Freezing Trap. Maybe he can sense it.
So many options.
And even then, attacking with Sylvanas here, what does that actually do for him? If Sylvanas dies, and he potentially steals a 2-2. That wouldn't be so good. So there has to be another line of play for him here to truly come out on top after this turn.
Astounding.
That's a good start.
No walls can hold me.
Oh, interesting.
Too soon.
He doesn't attack. So, maybe we just Katrina here and go face.
Where's my...
Yep, there's a grizzly. And I played that turn really fast, pretty much ignoring the Sylvanas, ignoring that 3-3. Both of those minions are pretty dangerous. But I'm confident with the freezing trap that I can still maintain some kind of advantage. But that is a Baron Rivendare, and that's really, really bad. He's going to steal two things here. Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord, that's really bad. I had assumed that if Sylvanas had stole something, one thing, I'd be able to use King Crush to still plow through and you know, keep control of things. But yeah, that's really, really bad. And now all of a sudden, this game has flipped on its head somewhat. My rogue opponent is now in the driver's seat. I am reacting to what he's doing. We have Zul'jin in hand. The question is, what's that going to do for us if we play it next turn? Okay, thankfully he has no beasts in his deck. But that Baron Rivendare,
No walls can hold
looking
me.
very dangerous there. Okay,
Here comes the big.
let's see what we get. Okay, 4 to the face, 7 to the face, and a few more 7s being shuffled into our deck. Freezing trap, very good. 4 to the face. Okay, killing Rivendare I think is absolutely essential, so we sacrifice 7 to the face there. But now we're back in the driver's seat. Interesting what Zul'jin can do, right? Zul'jin, very solid card, I think highly underrated, highly underestimated. Very, very solid. Ooh, charge Devil's Soul. Okay. So we could just throw 4 to the face. We'll let him make the trade. Or actually, we could stop the trade here.
My pack will hunt you down.
Maybe I should have hero powered the face rather than playing Houndmaster Shaw. Maybe I should have valued that damage a little bit more. Still, Houndmaster Shaw is a solid body to develop. He has to deal with it somehow.
So many options.
Ooh, the red one tastes like cherries.
Yeah, and this is just game over. He developed the 8-8. It's not going to do anything for him.
You take wrong.
And he just took 4 to the face, which is hilarious. Oh, what a game.
Ah, look who it is. Cobalt.
Another 4 to the face. Wow. So things were looking somewhat challenging at one point in that game when I ignored that Sylvanas and things went horribly wrong. But in the end, we were still able to make that comeback. So EK and Duwin's Deathrattle, Secrets, Beast Hunter, whatever you want to call it, It's a bloody effective deck. My only regret in this video is that I didn't get an opportunity to play Vargoth. Just looking at the combinations that you can have here with Vargoth, you know, obviously Secret Plan and Vargoth, I mean, maybe that's a little bit weak, but Vargoth and Animal Companion is pretty amazing. Vargoth and 9 lives, Vargoth and Deadly Shot to remove 2 things, Vargoth and Dire Frenzy is pretty nuts. So yeah, Vargoth and the Spellstone to get a few more wolves on the board. So yeah, Vargoth as a whole seems to be a pretty amazing card. I showcased him recently in the Jade Druid video. Just ridiculous value. So I guess the more decks that find ways to use Vargoth, does that mean the more likely he is to be nerfed? I don't know. But certainly he's a fun card to play. He has 6 health, makes it hard to remove him. So happy to see Vargoth played in this deck. What I was especially happy about was playing Zul'jin. I think Zul'jin is what helped to swing that game back into my favour and helped secure the win. We didn't even need Deathstalker Rexar in that last game. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. Thank you to EK, thank you to Duwin for this deck. And in my next video, I will be featuring another Hunter deck, courtesy of EK and Duwin. And that deck, by the way, is potentially an answer to the Darkest Hour Warlock that has that is finding its way onto the ladder now, because this next deck that I'll be playing runs Unstable Ghoul and Toxic Arrow, especially good against Darkest Hour Warlock, or good against any other deck that plays a selection of big threats or taunts on the board. So, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.